Hey guys, welcome back to Fallout, continuing from where we left off. Came over here to Goodhaven to go to the memory den so we can continue the main story.
Brotherhood of Steel, better stay out of it.
So let's go over here to the memory den. What is in store for us today?
Well, Mr. Valentine, I thought you had forgotten about little old me.
May have walked out of the den, Irma, but I'd never walk out on you.
Amari's downstairs, you big flirt.
Ma'am? Always constantly keep my Pip-Boy light on, that way I can really see. Alrighty, so...
Dr. Amari?
Yes? I take it this isn't a social call.
You're the one who can extract memories from a brain.
Normally, we only allow our clients to experience their own memories. Now, what's this all about?
We need a deep dig, Amari, but it's not gonna be easy. The perp, Kellogg, is already cold on the floor.
Are you two mad? Putting aside the fact that you're asking me to defile a corpse, you don't realize that the memory simulators require intact, living brains to function.
Please. Nick told me you're the only one who can make this work.
This dead brain had inside knowledge of the Institute, Amari. The biggest scientific secret of the Commonwealth. You need this, and so do we.
Fine. I'll take a look. But no guarantees. Do you have it with you?
Here's what I could find.
What's this? This isn't a brain. This is... Wait. That's the hippocampus. And this thing attached to it? A neural interface?
Those circuits look awfully familiar.
I'm not surprised. From what I've seen, all Institute technology has a similar architecture.
Nick's an older model synth. Is he compatible?
That's exactly what I was thinking. If we are lucky, it should hook right in. But even if this works, Mr. Valentine would be taking on a tremendous amount of risk. We're talking about wiring something to his brain.
Don't worry about me, Amari. Let's do it.
I appreciate this, Nick.
You can thank me when we've found your son.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Valentine, just sit down.
If
Sounds
I
like a
start
good reason why we
cackling like
decided
an
to leave.
old grizzled mercenary, pull me out, okay?
Let's see here. I need you to keep talking to me, Mr. Valentine. Any slight change in your cognitive functions could be dire. Are you feeling any different?
There's a lot of flashes. Static. I can't make sense of any of it, Doc.
That's what I was afraid of. The mnemonic impressions are encoded. It appears the Institute has one last failsafe. There's a lock on the memories in the implant.
How do you lock memories?
The implant is encoding all the mnemonic activity in the hippocampus. Think of it like computer encryption. And we don't have the password. Let's see. A single mind wouldn't be able to crack it. We load both you and Mr. Valentine into the memory loungers. Run your cognitive functions in parallel. He'll act as a host, while your consciousness drives through whatever memories we can find.
All right. Let's get started.
Just sit
Weird.
down over there, and...
Uh-huh.
See you on the
This
other
part gets
side.
very weird. Alright, let me in the chair. Oh, this one. Wrong chair. This is the first time we've sit in one of these. In Fallout 3, we sit in one of these. Talking about Fallout
Initiating
3.
brainwave migration between the transplant and the host.
Hello,
Mnemonic
Piper.
activity coming from the
Do you
transplant.
have to stand there?
It's degenerated, but it's there. We're going to load you into the strongest memories we can find. They might not be stable. Just hold on.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Doing something extremely dangerous and something that is unstable. Sounds like a good time. But talking about continuing talking about Fallout 3.
Can you hear me?
It's Fallout 3 was a good one.
The simulation appears to be working, although the memories are quite fragmentary. I'll try to step you through the intact memories and hope we find one that
This
gives
is-
us some clue
this is
to
weird.
the Institute's location.
Alright.
There. This is the earliest intact memory I can find.
Turn down the goddamn radio! I'm trying to sleep!
Yeah. Don't have to worry about those.
This doesn't seem to be what we're looking for. There appears to be another intact memory
Nope.
close to you in temporal sequence. There.
Just
Let's
keep
keep
following
looking.
the path.
I'll connect you to
But
the next intact
yeah,
memory.
Fallout 3 was a pretty good game.
How did you think this was gonna end, Kellogg?
I found another memory to
You
try.
thought you could
I'll
just
connect
fuck
you.
with us, and we wouldn't fuck with you?
But yeah, Fallout 3 was a pretty good one. Had some pretty good weapons in there.
Mind if we sit down?
Suit yourself.
Well, we seem to be getting closer. Try this next one.
Their DLCs. So how's
Mr. Kellogg, I'm glad you decided to meet with me.
So, you're with the Institute. I wanted to see for myself if you really existed.
We do, as you can see.
What do you want?
It's come to my attention that you've been rather disruptive of our operations lately. This
This is a pretty good part. I like this.
I do what people pay me to do. If that's a problem for you, I can see only one way out.
And what's that, Mr. Kellogg?
If I'm working for you, there's no more problem.
Very, you know, you have
From what
a
I
very
hear,
silly
you can
name.
afford me.
You're a breakfast
I don't
cereal,
think
for God's
you
sakes.
fully understand the situation you're in.
I think I do.
Why do you have no jaw?
Very well.
Why do you all have no?
D748. Initiate. Impressive. We may have something to talk about after all.
Getting warmer. One of
I
these
was
has
like that
got to
little
tell us
combat.
something. We're running out of
But
breed.
my favorite Fallout 3 DLC
Ah, there's one that looks mostly intact. Connecting now.
would be the Mothership Zeta.
Vault computers are still working. That's good. Checking through the logs. Hopefully it's all...
Just find it.
Pod C6.
I found another intact memory. Whenever you're ready.
We already know what happens there.
Is that your son? This appears to be a very recent memory. So, good news, I think.
This whole setup in Diamond City was part of some elaborate plan of the old man's. Seems obvious now that we were bait for our friend from the vault. Timing couldn't have been an accident. It's not how the old man works. I wonder if he outsmarted me in the end. Another loose end tied up.
This is the last memory, so we don't really have much to do.
Kellogg. It's okay. One of these days you're gonna get your head blown off just barging in here like that.
Minimizing my exposure to civilians is a priority.
Forget I said anything. So what's the big crisis this time?
New orders for you. One of our scientists has left the Institute.
Left? As in?
He's gone rogue. Name's Dr. Brian Virgil. We know he's hiding somewhere in the glowing sea. Here's his file.
heads are gonna roll for this? Capture and return, or just elimination?
Elimination. He was working on a highly classified program.
No kidding. One of the top bioscience boys? Damn. So, I guess you're taking the kid back with you.
Affirmative. Your only mission is to locate and eliminate Virgil.
You're taking me home to my father?
Yes. Stand next to me and hold still.
Okay.
This takes a minute, but yeah, my favorite Fallout 3 DLC would have to be Mothership Zeta. I really liked going into the space and fighting the aliens.
Ready to relay with Sean.
Bye, Mr. Kellogg. I hope I see you again soon.
Bye.
Teleportation. Now it all makes sense. Nobody's found the entrance to the Institute because there is no entrance. Let me pull you out.
There's gotta be a way for air to get in there.
ready.
Come on. Of course, then again, you don't need that big of pipes for air. But yeah, Mothership Zeta by far is my favorite DLC. The DLC now, in terms of DLCs, I didn't like that much. We have to go to New Vegas.
I don't know what kind of side effects the procedure might have had. No one's ever done this before. How do you feel?
I'm okay, Doctor.
That's good, but I want you to keep monitoring yourself. Are you ready?
There's more than one person who knows about the Institute.
I didn't know Institute scientists could defect. This changes everything. He could answer. Where did the memory say he was? The glowing sea.
That's why he's there. To make the Institute...
That must be it. He's using the radiation in the glowing sea like a shield, or a cloak. A way to throw them off and be at an advantage. If Virgil found a way to survive there, you'll have to do the same.
I'll find a way to get through the rats.
We already know how.
Good luck.
Just get our
By the
power
way,
armor.
I unplugged Mr. Valentine first. Removed the implant while you were waking up.
You sure managed to find your fair share of trouble, don't you?
I suppose so.
Hey, I'm not one to judge. Honestly, it's just nice to not be doing it alone for a change. In my line, I've been shot at, poisoned, nearly executed. Heck, until recently they called the lockup in Diamond City the Piper Suite. Anything for a story, I suppose.
Poisoned.
Someone poisoned you?
You kidding me? I barely had the paper going before I got poisoned. First time, I just published an article about this cartel of caravans that had been driving up food prices in the city. Article went over well, even got a boycott of their goods started in town, so I figured I'd pop over to the Dugout Inn for a victory drink. I'd already taken a swig by the time I realized something was wrong. The Dean, he wasn't at the bar. The beer tasted off, even more so than usual. And I started feeling real woozy. I don't know what he slipped me, but I knew I had to get it out. I'm looking around for something, and there it is, the still, and I just start chugging moonshine. Honestly, I'm still not totally convinced it was better than just dying from the poison, but it worked. And while I was passed out on the floor, security managed to grab the bartender. He eventually ratted out his bosses, and they all got to share some time in the pen.
Seems that execution didn't quite take, huh?
Thank God. I'd been working on this story about irradiated drinking water in Bunker Hill. I traced the water back to its source through these old sewer tunnels, and what do I find? The children of Adam, setting up like they own the place. Unfortunately, they found me just as quick. Turns out so, to atone for my trespassing, they decided to make a sacrifice to Adam. Me. I'm kneeling there, about to get the boot into this huge sewer pipe, when suddenly I blurt out, Adam! He reveals himself! And they buy it. They pull me back from the ledge, and then gave me their induction ceremony. You are looking at an official acolyte of Adam. It took me a couple more days before I managed to sneak away, get Bunker Hill security to finally clean the place up.
You've led an exciting life.
Sure have. But honestly, now getting in trouble is what... I mean, you and I are out here putting ourselves at risk so people in the Commonwealth can have a chance at a better life. Not for praise or reward or glory.
Yeah.
But because it's right. I just...
I wouldn't want it any other way.
Oh, thanks, Blue. That's awfully sweet. And unexpected.
How you doing?
So you want to get out of here?
But yeah, Fallout New Vegas, it had some good DLCs to it, but the one I didn't like the most have to be Dead Money. It was just so tough. It was.
He's not accepting new clients right now, sweetheart.
Hey, Valentine.
Hope you got what you were looking for inside my head. That was right. I should have killed you when you were on ice.
Kellogg? Is that you?
What? What are you talking about?
You sounded like Kellogg just...
Did I? Huh. Mari said there might be some mnemonic impressions left over. Anyway, I feel fine, so let... Or I could head back to Diamond City.
Uh-huh. I'll see you around, Nick.
Good luck out there.
We'll take Piper with us. Head back to our place and get our power armor. But yeah, Dead Money is extremely tough because you don't get to keep any of the gear you take. You have to completely scrounge up new gear while you're there. And not only that, to be able to really have a chance to do the story effectively and get some of the good stuff.
Can't believe it. You look just like Savage.
Synth component.
Carry something you
Short
can.
help.
Alrighty, back to... Yeah, so this is where we gotta go. And we have no place close to be able to get there. So we will definitely need to grab our power armor. We'll fast travel to, I guess, the closest place there. But yeah, I think after we grab our power armor and fast travel, I think I'll call it for there. But we'll, with the little bit of time we have left to continue our little chat about now, the only great thing about Dead Money at the end is, if you've played Dead Money, you know what I'm talking about. The temptation of trying to get all of those gold bars out of that, like, basically vault safe, or should I say a vault safe. Those gold bars are worth so much, but there's so many and they weigh so much. It makes it impossible to get out of there with all of them. But there is a way to get out of there with all of them. While you're going through the city, what you need to do is look for the C4 and the detonator to go with it. Because the method is a little hard for me to explain myself. If you want to know, just look up. My best suggestion is look up how to get out of the safe with all of the gold bars in Dead Money and Fallout New Vegas. You should find like a little explanation or something like that. Or a little explanation or some little video that will tell you what you need to do. in order to be able to get out of there with all the gold bars. But I think the one thing I hate about the Dead Money is once you complete the DLC, there's no going back to that area. Because I would after I completed it, I would have liked to have been able to go back. You know, really go through it and take my time and just find every cool little bit of gear I can find. You know, be able to get excuse me, all those any perks or pieces of armor or weapons that I might have missed. But anyway, guys, thank y'all for joining me for this episode of Fallout. Please be sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Goodbye.